everyone, this is Showtime 112. Exactly 20 years ago, the United States led a small coalition into a controversial invasion of Iraq. Within this large controversy, there was a smaller one, and that is fratricide. Although the proportion of American and British blue-on-blue fatalities in the 2003 war was lower than in the previous one against Iraq, there were still no less than 17 cases of friendly fire incidents in the conflict. 3 of them involving Patriot surface-to-air system will be the subject of this video. MIM-104 Patriot was initially designed to shoot down aircraft, and it eventually assumed the role of protection against tactical ballistic missiles. In the 2003 Iraq War, it was its only function as Iraqi Air Force never tried to engage the coalition. Iraq reportedly launched at least 23 tactical ballistic missiles, of which Patriot batteries engaged and destroyed 9. They also erroneously engaged and destroyed 2 friendly aircraft. That translates to an unacceptable fratricide level of 18%. How did those incidents occur? On March 22, 2003, at 11:48 p.m. local time, Royal Air Force GR-4 Tornadoes belonging to No. 9 Squadron were returning from a combat mission over Iraq to their base at Ali al-Salam in Kuwait. A Patriot battery mistook one of the Tornadoes flown by Flight Lieutenants Kevin Main and David Williams for an anti-radiation missile heading towards it. The Tornado was at about 18,000 feet, and the pilot had just begun a descent towards Ali al-Salam. The battery launched the missile, and it scored a direct hit, killing both crew members instantly. How is it possible that the Patriot crew mistook a friendly aircraft traveling at subsonic speed for a much smaller and much faster missile? The official investigation blamed the incident on factors such as malfunctioning IFF system on the downed Tornado, Patriot's anti-radiation missile classification criteria, rules of engagement, firing doctrine, crew training, autonomous battery operation, and several other factors. It seems like the downed Tornado's IFF system failed to respond to missile battery's request, even though it was checked before takeoff and found to be in good order. But the Patriot system recognition parameters of anti-radiation missiles were too generic. The battery also functioned autonomously without being a part of a network, which might have given the crew a better situational awareness and prevented a misidentification. Rules of engagement allowed the battery to act in self-defense without any external permission. As the coalition troops advanced towards Baghdad, they were followed by Patriot batteries. US deployed 40 of them, while other coalition nations contributed another 22. The US ones were set to function with a high degree of automation, where the crews were trained to trust the software. This was believed necessary for quick reaction to what eventually turned out to be overestimated Iraqi offensive ballistic missile capabilities. Some sources also suggest that the proximity of so many Patriot batteries might have caused some interference and led to identification of false targets. Those were the circumstances which led to another tragic friendly fire incident. On April 2nd, Lieutenant Nathan White of VFA 195 launched from USS Kitty Hawk on what was supposed to be a routine close air support mission in the region of Karbala, 50 miles south of Baghdad. At one point, Lieutenant White's airplane was misidentified as a ballistic missile by a Patriot battery, and he was shot down. Lieutenant White reported seeing 2 missiles and tried to evade them, but without success. As the aircraft crashed into a lake, it took 10 days for it to be found. Open sources are less specific about this second case. It doesn't seem like the Hornet's IFF system was malfunctioned. Even in such a case, Lieutenant White was still flying with a wingman, and it is very unlikely that IFF systems didn't work properly on both aircraft. Once again, Patriot system made a huge error, confusing a fighter aircraft with a ballistic missile. Flight patterns of those two systems could hardly be less similar. Battery operation in an automated and autonomous mode led to a tragedy one more time. Throughout the entire war, coalition pilots were aware of the threat coming from supposedly friendly Patriot batteries. Even Lieutenant White, in the last email sent to his family, mentioned that one of the main goals of airborne highways was to steer clear of Army's Patriots. Some pilots reported that they were afraid of Patriots much more than of Iraqi anti-aircraft defense. Aircraft would often get locked up by Patriot radars, and pilots were forced to perform evasive action, drop chaff and make frantic calls to AWACS to get the Patriot batteries to break the lock. After the second incident, pressure was made on US Army to stop using the automated mode for their Patriot systems, but it took 3 dead coalition aircrew to achieve that. But one coalition pilot fought back. One day after the Tornado shootdown on 24 March, an Air Force F-16 CJ that was locked up by a Patriot radar fired his HARM missile and destroyed it. Nobody was hurt, and Air Force insisted that the Viper pilot believed he was firing his missile against an Iraqi SAM. Many pilots were not unhappy with this and felt some satisfaction over it for all those moments of fear they had to go through because of Patriot batteries. While faulty rules of engagement and inadequate crew training are some of the factors that can explain the 2 tragic blue-on-blue incidents, a clear problem can obviously be found in faulty artificial intelligence which erroneously identified 2 aircraft as missiles. Automated systems and AI are supposed to reduce human errors, but they can create new kinds of mistakes. Although this incident dates from 20 years ago, now it seems more relevant than ever. If you liked the video, be sure to press the like button. Join our Patreon supporters or donate on PayPal because viewer support is the only thing which can keep this channel in business. Thank you and keep watching Showtime 112.